Hey, what is up? What is up? What is up? Now I just realized I ain't put on nobody lip chap, so we're gonna be dusty this video. But anyway, what is up? How y'all doing today? I hope y'all had a great day so far. A wonderful, awesome, blessed type of day today. It is me, Lana, and welcome to Lana's. Okay, so today we're gonna dive into a subject that's kind of near and dear to my heart. Not only is it near and dear to my heart, but it has been ingrained in my life in a sense. It's been a common thread throughout my life. Let me say it like that. And the thing that we're gonna talk about today is comparison. Now, I have lived with comparison, or the problem of comparison, for a very, 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 very long time. And I just want to ask y'all this question. Let's see if we're on the same page or not. Have any of y'all, now sit down, be honest with yourself now. Have any of you ever been scrolling on social media and seen some people with some money or with influence or doing something on a bigger level than you? And you're like, man, why I can't do this? Why I can't do this? Man, I'm not there. I want to be there, but I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm not this. I'm not that. Or you just read simply how somebody made it and you're like, dang, they've been doing this, and I ain't been doing nothing. I'm just a bum at this point, really. We get into the art of comparison. Now, raise your hand if you ever been one of them people. I ain't saying you've been talking down on that person or jealous of that person. No, that's not what I'm asking. Have you ever been in the sense of just comparing yourself? Then when you seeing somebody looking, doing good or doing something, and you're like, man, you just looking and you see everything, and it reveals to you everything that you are not. You see them, and then you look at yourself, then you look at them, then you look at yourself, and you look at them and like, okay, they got this, I ain't got that. They making it this way, and they can do this, I ain't got that right there. They funny, they can be just open and be themselves, and you look at yourself, I don't got that, but I want where they at. I want to get to a place that, or where they are. So how do I take this, put it in me, so I can get to that where they are? Am I the only one? Okay. So yeah, that was long. Why it take me so long to explain it? But anyway, this is what I want to talk about. Try to help break this spirit of comparison and this mindset of comparison. And so I got me a little notebook. And the thing is, I want to tell y'all I got a few things to tell you. The first thing I want to tell y'all, if you're taking notes, take notes, is to pace. Here's the thing. Everything happens in God's timing. It literally has a scripture that says, I don't know exactly where it's at, but I know it's in the Bible, that says, literally, God, our time is in God's hands. Like, God literally holds time. And with time, we develop. With time, we become to know ourselves. With time, we begin to know our purpose step by step by step by step. You never know your purpose just like that all in one day. Know your purpose comes step by step by step by step by step. So we all have things happen in time, and everybody's time is different. Everybody's timeline is separate. Everybody's timeline is not going to look the exact same. So my thing is, you have to learn to get in a relationship with God and move at the pace that God has set your race at. And if you ain't, if you don't believe in God, you don't have no relationship with God, get into a relationship with yourself and set a pace for yourself to go, and stick to your own lane, and don't worry about how they got there that fast by doing this. But you got your own pace of development. You got your own pace of process. You got your own pace of growing and your own pace of learning. There's a pace to the race. Ooh, I like that. There's a pace to the race. And you know this famous scripture. I don't know where it's at, but I know what it say. It say the race has not been given to the swift and the strong, but the race is for those given to the ones who endure. So somebody pace may be set at, let me take this bracelet off, it's clinking a lot. God might have set, I'm gonna say watermelon for one name. God might have set watermelon race at 100 miles per hour. And he set my race for 25 miles per hour. Okay, I'm gonna let this person go 100 miles per hour and learn at 100 miles per hour and understand at 100 miles per hour and take in new things at 100 miles per hour and really be able to process and chew on it at 100 miles per hour. But I'm gonna set Lana at 25 miles per hour. She gonna learn at 25 miles per hour. She gonna run at 25 miles per hour. She gonna understand at 25 miles per hour. And this is Lana's race. This is what I have set Lana's pace to. And if me at 25 miles per hour look at 100 watermelons pace, and I see watermelon has made it to a place that I want to make it to, and I'm back here in the race. And I see what watermelon did, and I try to do what watermelon did. And I take out running. I'm running. Run. You know what? That run ain't gonna last too long, because guess where I'm gonna be? Dehydrated and passed out trying to catch up to watermelon, because I'm not in the shape that watermelon is in. I've only been pacing at 25 miles per hour. God ain't took me up. So if I take off trying to run from 25 miles per hour and try to jump to 100 miles per hour, I'm going to be plumb burnt out, plumb out of shape, plumb passed out, plumb dehydrated, just plumbed. I don't know. But it's a pace to there's a specific pace to your race. Get in your lane, aka learn your own pace and be okay with your pace, and stop looking at watermelon who is graced to run 100 miles per hour by God. When God has graced you with 25 miles per hour, that don't make what you are doing less than what they are doing, or that doesn't make what they are doing more than what you are doing. It's just the grace that God has given you to run your race, the grace of the pace that he has given you to run your race. It doesn't make this person better, it doesn't make you less than. If you stick to your lane, you won't even be worried about what watermelon doing or what peach is doing over here. There won't even be a question, a problem, or nothing, because you will be set in your lane. And when your gun go, you're going to go at your pace. You ain't going to be trying to, you get disqualified when you run a track. It's about, I don't know how many lanes out there on the track. I ain't run track. I wasn't no fast runner. I played basketball, I went fast, I was smart, and I can see the court, and I had digits, and I had some little handles, and got a little, I was a point guard, if you want to say. No, let me quit playing, but I can use that as an example. I was a point guard, and usually, most point guards got a little speed on them. But me, anybody can tell you they watched me in high school. I wasn't fast when I was in high school. Now I was super fast when I was younger. But by the time I got to high school, I don't know what happened, but I wasn't that fast. But the thing is, I stayed in my lane. I wasn't out there trying to beat somebody down the court and do all this stuff. No, I stayed in my lane. I can do something way better that a lot of these point guards can't do. I can see the court. I know how to pass the ball ahead. I know how to dribble all the way down to the other end of the court faster than somebody else. I can see my teammate already ahead of me, and instead of me doing like most of these high school point guards doing, just dribble and try to get to the other end of the court, what I do, I pick up the ball and I pass it ahead. That's one thing you're going to know in basketball. You can pass the ball faster than you can dribble the ball. So I have to stay in my lane. I couldn't be looking at how what the point guard at Rivercrest was doing, or the point guard at BIC was doing, or the point guard at, dang, what's Lepanto school name? They had a little quick look guard too. I couldn't be looking at her and be like, man, how can I do and do all of that? No, I was good at passing. I had some dribbles. I had a good IQ, and not only that, I got a good IQ of basketball, so I understood the game a lot better than some of the point guards that was in my, or whatever, because I had a good IQ of the game as well. So I knew how to play the game. I wasn't rushing the game. I played the game. So yeah, I have to stay in my lane, even in that. But like I was saying, I got off of track. I was talking about track, but I got off track. How that happened? But yeah, if y'all ran track, you know you have to stay. I'm going to say, for just the sake of this example, I think it's like 7, maybe 10 lanes out there. I'm not sure. That wasn't my forte, like I just said. But if you running, these are set lanes you have to run in. And if you running and doing your race, you just so happen to try to look and see how fast somebody going beside you, and you just so happen to lean over into their lane and take one step over, that's going to be a mark against you. That's going to disqualify you from your race. Because you were so worried about what everybody else doing on this side of you and this side of you, you couldn't look ahead and stay in your lane and get your first place and get your second place, your third place, whatever place you had came in for that race, because you didn't even get the place because you got disqualified for stepping over the line looking at somebody else's race. You ain't even gonna be able to get to your goal because you're gonna disqualify yourself trying to look at somebody else's lane, trying to see how fast they run. You're gonna disqualify yourself because, like I was saying in the beginning, if I start off at 25 miles per hour and I see Watermelon going 100 miles per hour and I try to get up to her, I'm gonna disqualify myself, because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna exhaust myself. I'm gonna burn myself out. I'm not going to make it because it wasn't the pace set for me. So yeah, your race holds a certain pace. Okay, let me get back right. And another thing is, the big thing about it, the thing that messes us up is it's really all about self-perception. And this is where the comparison comes in. I say comparison is a killer. Comparison is a dream killer. Because it's not that you, and then some people do get mad, and some people do get jealous. Like, how she do this? How he do this? He ain't even do this to get to there. Like, I don't know what they say, but some people do get mad, and some people do start getting jealous and talking about people when they make it. Some people have a crab in a bucket mentality. And you know where that mentality comes from? It comes from their own self-perception. Because like I said in the beginning, I see you got this, and I look back to myself and I don't have what you got, and you where I want to be. So therefore, I'm looking at you as if you are bigger than me. I'm looking at you like you got more stature than me. Just because you have more money than me, don't mean you got more heart than me. Just because you got more influence than me, don't mean you have more smarts than me. And it shouldn't even be a comparison thing, but this is what I'm trying to make a point out of. Just because you are bigger than me, doesn't make you better than me. And this is the thing. Let's delete these words out of our vocabulary. Somebody bigger than me, somebody smaller than me. Because there is no such thing as somebody being bigger than you or smaller than you. No such thing. And this is the problem, our self-perception. We look up at people. And we're like, dang, they big. And dang, I'm down here little. Dang, they made it out of Earl. They doing all of this. They at their own boutique. And dang, I'm still in Earl, Arkansas. Dang, they done moved to, everybody moved to Texas from Earl. They done moved to Texas and started doing this. I'm still in little Earl, Arkansas. So they are bigger than me. They are moving faster than me. And this is the thing, we have to get our own self-perception correct. Let me read what I wrote down real quick. I said you have to see yourself in the fullness of yourself before you even get there, because you will operate from a lacking, less than mindset. So if we just look out and see somebody doing better than us, and we like, dang, they big, and we look at ourselves little, that's what we're going to operate from. A little, less than, lacking, poverty, stricken, scarcity mindset. Because we see ourselves as little, we're going to operate little. They got this, but I don't got this, so I only got this little bit, so I can't even get to that because I don't even got what they got. I don't even got what they got to get to where they got. I only got this little bit, so I can only do a little bit with the little bit that I have. Somebody gave them $1,000 to start, but I don't really got nothing, so I can't really do nothing. That's where you're gonna operate from. But that's why I said you have to live in the fullness of where. You have to know and think in the fullness of where you are before you even get there, or that's the mentality you will operate from. And this is what I also wrote down and said, comparison is a killer. It will always lead to the death of your dreams, because you won't dare to even try, because you believe the thing, or you believe the person is bigger than you. And this is the thing. This is the secret part of it. I'm gonna get into some stuff right here. It says, it will lead to the death of your dreams, because you won't dare to even try, because you believe the thing that is meant for you is too great, and you will never enter the land. And here's the key. It's not even about the person you see doing better than you. It's about the size of your own calling has intimidated you to the point of the death of your dreams. You see them and you see them big, and you look little at yourself, but you still can see yourself within them. So you see your calling and you see where you can be, and you become intimidated by your own calling. You become intimidated by your own gift that's within on the inside of you. We become intimidated by the idea of our own greatness. This is what happens. What happens when our gifts and our callings apprehends us rather than moving us? It's a story in the Bible. I don't know if y'all know this story, but it's in Numbers chapter 13. I got my iPad. I'm going to read some of it to y'all. I ain't going to read the whole thing, but y'all have to go read Numbers chapter 13 and chapter 14. And this is what happened in these two chapters of Numbers, right? So Moses was leading. This is after, y'all know I'm assuming y'all know, so I'm just speak as if you know. But at one point, it was a group of people called the Israelites who were slaves, and they were in bondage in Egypt under Pharaoh. And God raised up Moses to go free the people. And so Moses went, he freed the people, they free, but they didn't make it to the promised land the next day. From being freed, they ended up coming into the wilderness. And they are in the wilderness at this time, right? And God is ready to move them into the land that he promised them that he was going to take them to, a land flowing of milk and honey, a prosperous land. That's the land for you that I have carved out just for you, right? God is getting ready to move them into that land. But the problem is that, okay, so God getting ready to move them into the land. And Moses tells 12 tribe leaders to go scout the land out, right? And they go scout the land for 40 days. They in the land, spying the land out. And when they get there, they realize there's a problem. The people that live on this land are huge. Matter of fact, they are giants. And if these are the people we are going to have to fight, I'd rather stay where I'm at. This is the attitude that the Israelites took on. So if you go read that story in Numbers 13, it says God told Moses, go tell the 12 tribe leaders to scatter off the land that I am giving them. Go let them look at their calling. Go let them look at what I'm giving them. Go let them look at their destiny. That's what God gives us visions. Get them some dreams. Let them see the land. Let them inhabit the land before they inhabit the land. God literally does that with dreams and visions. Give them a role model to look at and see somebody that they can look up to who might have bigger numbers. Show them what it could look like for them. And just like the children of the Israelites, we see our visions, we see our callings, we see the person that God has placed in front of us to show us what it could look like. And instead of being in the land, like this tripped me out about the people of the Israelites that went and scattered the land. They was there for 40 days and they was seeing the fruit and how big it is. And I'm like, if I would have seen the land and God said I got it, I would have just been picking my room out, picking my side of the land out that I'm gonna live in. Y'all know, like on the Bad Girls Club. Yeah, I used to watch the Bad Girls Club. But yeah, on the Bad Girls Club, on the first day they enter the house, when they enter the house, everybody just running to the house and everybody, this my room, this my room, this my room. That's how the children of the Israelites, that's how I would picture them being like, dang, we got these, we're going to be eating these big old grapes. We ain't going to have to worry about scraping up robbing Peter to pay Paul. We ain't going to have to be worried about what we going to eat. We got rivers flowing through. We got water. We don't got to worry about, is God going to send the manna down today? We're going to be eating good. We're going to be living lavish. If I was one of the spies that went, I probably wouldn't have made it back to the wilderness. You see what I'm saying? But instead of them being, this is us. This is what we're finna get. Let's go tell these folks. Let's go tell them what we about to get ourselves into. It didn't happen like that. The children of Israel. I'm gonna read this verbatim. Let me get to the scripture, guys. Just give me a second. Here it is. Numbers chapter 13, verse 25. It says, after exploring the land for 40 days, the men returned to Moses and Aaron and the whole community of Israel at Kadesh, in the wilderness of Paran. They reported to the whole community what they had seen and showed them the fruit they had taken from the land. This was their report to Moses. We entered the land you sent us to explore it, and it is indeed a bountiful country, a land flowing with milk and honey. Here is these big old fruits that they got, and this is what they produce. This is what it looks like. It says, but the people living there are powerful, and their towns are large and fortified. We even saw giants there. The descendants of Anak, the Amalekites, living in the Negev, and the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country. The Canaanites live along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea and along the Jordan Valley. But Caleb, he was actually two out of the 12 spies who actually believed they can conquer it. He said this. It went like this. It said, Caleb tried to quiet the people as they stood before Moses. Quiet down, I got something to say. Listen. This is what Caleb's saying. Let's go at once to take the land. He said, we can certainly conquer it. It said, but the other men who had explored the land with him disagreed. We can't go up against them. They are stronger than we are. It says, so they spread this bad report about the land among the Israelites. They said, the land we traveled through and explored will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the people we saw were huge. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. Next to them, we felt like grasshoppers. And get this. And that's what they thought too. What? OMG. These people, you see what messed them up? Their self-perception. It said, next to them, we looked like grasshoppers. There's a comparison. And not only, they didn't even get defeated yet. They already defeating themselves before they even get a chance to go into battle. He said, not only did we look like grasshoppers next to them, but they saw us as grasshoppers too. How do you know that they saw you as grasshoppers? That's just your self-project. You projecting what you think about yourself onto somebody else. And so this is the thing. Sometimes our callings are giants, our roles are giants. And then it say, and I got from there, when they were saying they can't go into the land, we grasshoppers, they might as well just said, can we just stay little, God? We don't want to go into our next level. If only we can stay little. We don't even want to try to fight these people, God. We don't want to grow into our calling. We don't want to grow. If only we can stay little, because we can't beat them. They let their little perception of themselves keep them out of a land that it was actually meant for them. If we can stay little, we wouldn't have to fight. If we can stay little, we wouldn't have to come out of our comfort zone and maybe go talk to this person, or maybe make this phone call. Or if we can stay little, maybe we wouldn't have to congratulate this person that is actually doing good. If we can stay little, maybe we wouldn't have to ask this person who was doing good how they actually did it, because we want to operate on our own in pride and not want to ask nobody, because we don't want to be seen as little. But you know what? If you think that way, you're the only one who's seeing yourself as little. Ain't nobody else said little. Ain't nobody else said grasshopper. Ain't nobody else said nothing. Ain't nobody even looked at you that way. You're the only one seeing yourself little. It's just you. Nobody else. Just you. I'm too little to go ask them for help. And maybe sometimes it's that too. I'm too little to talk to them. And some of them, it's out of pride. I don't want to ask them because I don't want them to think that I need their help, and I don't want them to think that they're better than me. I don't want them to think that they're in a position that I'm not in, that I'm trying to get in. I don't want to have to ask for help. That's pride. Let me keep going. And sometimes we just want to be the big fish in a little pond, because we the big dog in Earl. But if we go outside of Earl, Arkansas, we're going to be on the same playing field with everybody else. So sometimes we just want to be the big fish in a little pond and not really have to grow and have this persona, to have this look like I'm a big dog, or to look like I got it all together, or to look like I'm doing all of this. But if I was taken out of this arena, if I was taken out of this environment and put into another environment, I wouldn't be thriving like that. I would have to grow some more. So yeah, this is the thing. Caleb thought they were able to conquer the land because he saw himself differently. He saw what the fight would look like with God on their side, which actually made them bigger. Just like kind of if you think about David and Goliath, when it fought the giant, David was like, this dude been talking about my God, and he beat him with the stone, with the slingshot. That's because the people under Saul, they had a whole army that wouldn't even go face Goliath because they saw Goliath's stature and how big he was. They were scared to even fight Goliath. But it took one little David and a slingshot to beat Goliath, because he saw himself with God on his side bigger than Goliath. He already saw himself winning the battle. Just like Caleb. He already saw himself bigger. He already saw himself winning. So this is why I said you have to see yourself in the fullness of yourself before you even get there, or else you will never make it. Because you will be thinking that you are so small and that you are so little, I cannot do it. You will be like the children of Israel. You will get to see your vision and see your dream, the role model that you're looking up to, and see what your life could be like. And you'll be like, man, that's too big, I can't do it. And you will have a scarcity mindset concerning yourself. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough. I'm lacking. And you will never make it nowhere like that. As long as you think in the box, you're going to live in a box. You have to see yourself already having whatever it is you want. Being the person you want to be. Being at the heights you want to be at before you even get there. And not only do you have to see yourself there already, you have to operate from there. You have to operate with the confidence from there now. The place you see yourself at, You have to take that same confidence and operate in it now. Did you see? It's just like a lot of us say, when I get $1 million, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But no, while you got $2 in your pocket, you need to be carrying yourself like you got $1 million already. I want to be a motivational inspiration to the youth, man. If I just had a platform, if I can just speak to people, and you waiting for you to get there before you actually be that thing. Well, no, I'm going to be that now. I'm going to take everything I see ahead of me and I'm going to bring it to me now before I actually get there. Just like the people of Israel, they went to the land and they came back with the grapes. They had a part of the land before they really actually got there. That's how we have to be within ourselves. We have to see it before we see it, and we have to be it before we are it. I'm trying to break this comparison spirit, because the only way you're going to break it is if you actually see yourself as something that, see yourself as more than what you see yourself as. See yourself as what you actually are. See yourself as the thing you want to be already before it happens. Because if you have the perception and the vision of Caleb, you're going to see yourself already won. He said, come on, let's go, man. Y'all be quiet, man. Let's go. Let's stop all this talking. I'm ready to go. We can certainly conquer it. We gonna win. It ain't no question. Let's just go. We got everything we need. No, we're not as big as them. No, we're not giant. But we can do it. Let's go. We got God. What we waiting on? Let's go take this land. Because that's what he saw. But the other ones like, no, we're grasshoppers. They compared themselves. And so can I say this? If you think limited, like the children of Israel was, the people that didn't want to go to the land, if you think little, you are limited. If you think big, you bout it. If you think little, you will always be limited. But if you think big, you're going to be bout it. You're going to be ready to try and speak to this person. You're going to be ready to try to go into a building and don't have the money that you want and start asking questions about how to get it and what. You're going to be ready to go walk into the car dealership with God on your side with bad credit and be like, what do I need to get this? And even try for the car. Even though you might not, you're going to be bout. It's going to make you move. You're going to be bout it. You're going to be ready to move into the land. But if you think little, you're going to always be limited. And that's what happens when you compare. It makes you think limited in your mind. I know this video long. I did not mean for this video to be long. But it is what it is. I'm trying to get this out because this is what held me back for so long, is because I would compare myself. And when I compare myself, I would say, dang, I'm the grasshopper. I'm the grasshopper and I cannot do this. I will see some people not in my position, but because we are unique, but an image of something that could be what my dream could look like, or could be in the essence of what I'm going to be doing, and it's on a big level, and I'll be looking like, man, they got this, they funny, they can do this, they can talk like this, and I look at myself, I'm not like that. And I'll try to pick up and run and reach them. It never lasts, because that is not me. That is not my pace. Or I would be comparing myself and look down on myself because, man, I'm not there yet. And I would not move. And how can you have to believe in yourself. And then that's the problem. That's what I said at first. The key is not even about what you see, that you perceive, that is bigger than you. It's your own calling that you are intimidated by. The land was theirs to take. God literally said, go tell the people to scatter up the land that I am giving them. The land was literally theirs. They were intimidated by what was already theirs. We intimidated by the greatness on the inside of us, because we see it all around us. We see it in role models, and we see it in the people that's making it before us. And once we see it, we get down. When we see it, some of us, we get jealous. That crab in the bucket mentality. Because we're intimidated by our own greatness. We're intimidated. We are the giants, and we don't even know it. We are the giants, and we can't even see it because we're looking at everybody else's giants. We the giants. to see yourself as that giant and live and walk in it. 3, 5, 4, boom, let's go. You the giant. Conquer your giant. Conquer your calling. Conquer your gifts. Get in the room, get to yourself, start working on your skills and sharpening your own knives. And go ask questions from the people that are in a position that you want to be in. And see how they did it. Stop being so prideful and so scared. It's not going to kill you. Just like them people, let me tell y'all, I don't know if and just like them, once they were so scared to even go face them folks, face the giants that they saw, because they thought it was going to kill them. It's not going to kill you. The only way it kill you is if you see it as killing you. The only way it's going to kill you if you keep looking up to it like, dang, it's so big, I can't get it, I can't reach it. Dang, I don't have the money. Dang, I don't have the resources. Dang, ain't nobody sharing me out. Dang, ain't nobody sharing my posts. Dang. That's the only way it's going to kill you, if you keep looking up to it. If you, instead of looking to yourself and seeing a giant within yourself, and start walking around like you a giant, and start walking around with the confidence of a giant. Before David met Goliath, Goliath was standing out there for a long time. Every day, Goliath would get up and he would go into the army, talk bad to the army, talking about, can't none of y'all beat me. If any of y'all can't none send out your best soldier, y'all ain't gonna beat me. He talked like a giant. He walked like a giant. Because that's what he saw himself as, a giant. So yeah, let me stop, because I'm like, what was that to Jesus? I got it. But let me stop. Oh, Jesus, I be cracking myself up. I don't know. Yes, I'm weird a little bit. Yes, I am a little weird. But yeah, the last thing I got, I thought I was done, but this the last thing I got. Not only do we have to have good perception of ourselves, we have to have a God perception of the situation. Because sometimes we look at other people's stuff and we don't even consider the fact that it was God who made them that way. That God is their source and they not just doing it. And we go and just try to do it as ourselves, leaving out God. And it ain't gonna work that way because we don't got the same source that they got. So that's why a lot of people never reach their dreams, because they don't have the living water. They don't have the source. If it's from God, if you look at somebody else and you see them making it and it's from God, you can't just go get it on your own in the same way that they got it, because you don't got that same source. And that's why when some celebrities and some people in big places that believe in God, they made it through God. And some people make it on their own because they just saw it. Oh, I want the money. Oh, I want the fame. But they didn't see the source that's still holding them. They didn't see the source that's holding this person up, which is God. And they get up here and make it. And these people lose their mind. People literally get on drugs and they be living and they be looking good, but they be out of their mind. They be hurt. They be lonely. They don't have family. Real family connections and ties. They always in the news. They cousin, they said this about them, they sister, they arguing with their brother. They never have peace. They never have real joy. They never have real happiness. Because they aspired to be something. They looked up to something. But they didn't ask that something what their source was. So sometimes God blesses his people and put them in prominent positions. And sometimes other people see them, they want that. And you can get to prominent positions without God. But how's your mental health going to be? How's your family life going to be? How's your relationship might be? Now, that might be a little rocky. But you're going to have the money, though. You're going to have the fame, though. But you might be a little insane in the head. And be covering us where can't nobody see it. But so sometimes we look up to people and we aspire to be the people that God has put in prominence. And we get there. And we end up not being happy really or fulfilled because we didn't get the same source that this person got. We got up here on our own. And when we got here, we can't handle what's really up here because we don't have the source. So once we got up here on our own and we don't have the source and can't handle it, we don't got nothing to lean back on or nothing to block us. So everything that comes, we taking every hit. Every bad comment, we taking every hit. Every bad whatever, we taking every hit because we don't have the same source. So that's another thing I want to tell y'all. Stop trying to get to where you see people being if you don't got the same source as that person. This person drinking from the living water. And you can't get no living water type of life if you ain't got the living water, the source of the living water, which is God. So yeah, I would like to invite all of y'all into a relationship with God. Not only that, but a relationship with yourself, and to stop comparing yourself to others. That's all I got. I'm done. I'm gonna close this notebook. Stop comparing yourself to others. You're not a grasshopper. You are big. You are a giant. And just because you're giant don't mean you're better than this person or less than that person. You're just your own giant. Okay? So yeah, let me get over here because I'm gonna keep talking. I told y'all this subject was near and dear to my heart because it has been ingrained. Like, I have been comparing myself for so long and looking this way. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's just, I've been comparing myself. And I feel like once you actually free yourself from comparing yourself, you can be yourself fully and walk in your lane and be comfortable in your pace. No, you might not be running as fast as watermelon, but your pace is get. One thing about it, my 25 miles per hour still can get me to where I need to go. My 25 miles per hour can still get me to where I need to go, just like her 100 miles per hour still got watermelon, 100 miles per hour still got her to where she needed to go. It's not even about the race. It's about the destination. It's not even about how fast you get there or how slow you get there. The question is, do you get there? Do you make it there? And the answer to that question is if you are already always comparing yourself, the answer to that question is just a flat out no. You ain't gonna never make it to the destination. Because like I said, comparison is the killer. It's not even your ability. It's not even that you lack in ability. It's just that you lack in the sight of your own ability. You lack in the confidence of your own ability. There's no question of your ability. There's no question of your talent. There's no question of what you can actually do. The question is, do you see it? The question is, do you hold confidence in it? That is the question. It's not even about how fast you go. It's if you make it. So yeah, let me get off of here because I keep saying I'm finna get off of here and then I end up keep talking. So Lana, be quiet. But yeah, I'm praying that y'all got something out of this. Come out of the spirit of comparison. Come out of that. Come out of comparing. Come out of comparison. Come out of comparison so you can make it to your destination. Everybody's destination is not the same, and that's the thing. We try to run a race like watermelon running it, but watermelon headed in a whole other direction. Not bad or good, but she's heading to what's made for her. You trying to run in watermelon way, but your destination over here. But you trying to be like watermelon. You looking at watermelon and moon and watermelon, trying to figure out everything watermelon did, and watermelon got this, so let me get what watermelon got. I'm going to get it too. And it's working for her, but it's not working for you because that ain't your lane. That ain't your pace. And that's not, y'all not headed to the same destination. Yes, y'all might work in the same field or similar things, but even then, you're still not headed into the same destination. Y'all might help the same demographic of people, but y'all are not headed to the same destination. God has made each and every one of us unique. And that's what determines your destination is the thing that God put inside of you. And until you see what's inside of you, you will never get to where you're going because you don't know where you're going if you don't know what you got. What's inside of you determines your unique and your distinct destination. We have distinct destinations. Even if it might be in the same field, kind of familiar in this area, but we still have distinct, separate destinations. Because we are all distinct people, unique people. No two people are the same. So yeah, I keep adding on. I might have to break this video down and do it in sections. Do a part 1 and part 2. I don't know, but this is it for Lana's Corner today. I hope y'all got something out of it, and I hope y'all grasp it and take it with y'all and run with it. And remember that the progress, and let the progress and the comparison go at your own pace. Just because you heard me say this today don't mean you're gonna stop comparing by the end of the night. It's gonna take some pace. It's gonna take a pace for you to start looking at yourself. This is what I want to encourage y'all to do. Start looking in the mirror every day and say, I'm not little, I'm a giant. My whatever, fill in the blanks, my money is giant, my anointing is giant, my calling is giant. I'm not less than anything, and I am lacking nothing. I'm not better. I am more than enough. And with God, that's all that I need. I'm not better than anybody, nor am I less than anybody. Start saying stuff like that to yourself every day. And throughout the day. Every time comparison, you get the feeling to compare yourself like, I'm not little, I'm a giant. I'm not better than anybody, nor am I less than anybody. Just that simple. You see somebody doing what you want to do? I'm not little, I'm a giant. I'm not better than anybody, and I'm not less than anybody. So yeah, that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I hope y'all enjoyed it and got something out of it. I love y'all. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I am out of here. Good night. Good night. What is it? Good night, buddy.